Hi everyone and welcome back. Today we're going to get into the matrix, the 9 keys to living young and staying healthy. We're also going to want to bring clarity, structure, and order to the health and fitness space so that we understand what's going on and how it affects us. My wife asked me the other day, who made you the specialist in this area? And I said, listen, when you're having an emergency, you're at your wit's end, you don't know what to do. Who do you call? You call 911. All right, everybody, we're gonna jump straight into it. If you haven't seen Intro to 911 Health and Fitness, please check it out over here. Before we get into 9 keys, we've all heard of the saying that we're like a fine-tuned machine. We need to learn how to take care of ourselves. The thing is, how best to take care of ourselves. What I've understood is that every decision that we're making right now is like a computer input into our machine, and that's gonna determine our health for tomorrow. So these 9 keys, we gotta get them to baseline. You can see that I'm at a -6 on key number 4. We'll talk about that in a second, but we want to get them at baseline. So the 9 keys to staying young and living healthy, I built it on a matrix. I call it the triangle matrix. That way you can fine tune it to whatever fits your particular needs. So the first triangle gives us the first 3 keys. That's prayer and meditation, education, and your emotions and sleep. Getting these 3 down, working the way they're supposed to, is going to change everything when it comes time to your mood and decision making. Because every time I talk to somebody, the first thing I tell them is that, listen, you can make it into old age being healthy and strong and vibrant. And a lot of times they just laugh, they snicker. That's because the right mindset isn't there. If you don't even believe that you can get there, how are you gonna get there? If you don't think it's possible, if you think it's genetics, if you think it's outside of your control, then there's no motivation to even do these things. But once you realize that it's completely within your control, yeah, some things are gonna be out of your control. Some things are beyond what you can do, but we're not gonna worry about that. We're gonna put ourselves in the best environment, in the best situation, so that we can set ourselves up for success. Forget about what you can't do. What can I do? What are the things that I can do that are within my control? And this triangle right here sets you up for that. Your mindset has to be right. Moving over to the next triangle, which gives us keys 4, 5, and 6, I call this functional fitness. This is where we concentrate on body movement and the ability of this body to carry us to the day that we die. What I've done in particular is look at old people, people who are fragile and falling apart, and then reverse engineer that. What happens to them, okay? They lose their flexibility, mobility, and balance. Their ability then to move, cardio, and endurance falls apart, and of course the strength falls apart. So these are the 3 things that we need to maintain. Now the goal here is always what's the least amount of input I can put in to get the optimal health. Again, least amount of input to get my optimal health. And one of the things I want to discuss about functional fitness is real quickly is what I call the circle of confusion. This is where people confuse everyday fitness with sports fitness and visual fitness. All 3 are valid, all 3 are good. I'm not knocking one. In fact, I love all 3 of them, all right? But right now we want to concentrate on everyday fitness. Sports fitness is when once you have your everyday fitness and then you want to then grow from that. For instance, you want to be a golfer, you want to be a tennis player, you want to be football, track, whatever it is you want to do, then you build those specific skill sets and specific fitness goals that need to be acquired to make that particular goal that you have set in mind. Same thing with visual fitness. People who want to get bigger lats, bigger chest, bigger legs, bigger calves. They just want to look better overall, okay? It's still a part of fitness, but it's more of a visual fitness and not something we need to be concerned about right now because we're dealing with everyday fitness. So once we get that, then we can concentrate where we want to go. Now, of course, they all spill into one another, all right? But we want to keep them separated so that way we concentrate on what we need and not start spending time on a visual fitness when we haven't reached our everyday fitness goals. I've come up with a formula. What I've come up with, so take it with a grain of salt, is that for every 10 years of life that you're not stretching, it's going to take you 2 years of work to get that back. So at 50, you're looking at 10 years. So once we get that circle of confusion out of there, then we say, okay, this is what I need to do. This is what I need to focus on. Especially if you're not making any money or making a living from either visual or sports fitness. Now, for those people who are making a living or making money from doing those things, then it's gonna be a little bit more difficult for them because they gotta try to do all of these at the same time. That's how that rating scale works. So going over to the last triangle, that gives us keys number 7, 8, and 9. Key number 7 is clean air and clean water. Clean air is super important for everybody, especially for those living in cities where smog and pollution become an issue. Definitely for those working in the mining industry, firefighting, and other type of industries where your air quality is very important. So be mindful of that. Water, critical for every single person also. Think about it. Water, we're 70% water. So the water that we want to get in is water that is really useful and beneficial to the body. We want to make sure that it's pH balance 7 and above. Or a lot of people argue that they want it to be alkaline. The higher the better. Some people argue it doesn't matter. The point being is definitely want clean, pure water. I like to drink mountain spring water. I like total dissolved solids in there. Some people argue that the body doesn't absorb them. Some of them argue that it's fantastic. The point is, as we dial it in, we know clean is critical. So that's exactly what we want to do, is looking for clean, pure water. Tap water is out. Moving over to key number 8, this is your eating strategy. Now I'm recommending, based on all the information I've been able to gather, is a whole foods, plant-based, organic, non-processed food eating strategy. Now I've developed this little chart. This little chart just shows you how to focus in on the foods that you want to eat based on that type of eating strategy. Now again, you can dial this in. I was talking to someone the other day and they said, Henry, I agree with everything that you said. The only thing is I'm a complete opposite on key number 7. He was on a carnivore diet. So there's a bunch of eating strategies out there. I believe that long-term, healthy, successful eating strategy is one where you have the biggest variety of foods that are delicious and that help you maintain your health naturally without you having to fight to do so. So I eat from this section of foods anything I want, as much as I want, whenever I want, without counting any calories or paying attention to carbohydrates, to proteins, to anything. I just make sure that these food groups that I'm eating have enough variety and have enough nutrients in there to cover all my nutritional needs, and then I get to eat as much as I want. Therefore, I don't have to worry about, oh, I can't eat this now, I'm gonna gain weight over here, oh my God, this is happening. I just eat without worrying and eat as much as I want. And that's the kind of eating strategy that sets you up for success, one that is almost running by itself. And the last key, also critically important, and this is kind of like a catch-all, but super important, is everything that goes on your body or that you're taking as supplements and those that are helping you maintain the internal, external maintenance of your body. So this is going to include all your doctors. And I'm a big fan of doctors. I know a lot of people in the health industry are always at odds with the doctors, but there's no reason to be. They're part of the team. So you should have your own personal doctor. You should have a nutritionist. You should have a chiropractor. You should have a physical therapist. You should have a team of individuals when available, because a lot of people who can't afford it or just can't do it. But if you can, this is the kind of team that you want, helping you make the right decisions as far as the internal, external maintenance of your body. And your shampoos, your deodorants, your toothpaste, your makeup, everything that you're using to put on your body. Remember, your skin is the largest organ in your body, so you want to make sure you're taking care of that properly. And again, all of these things, all 9 of these keys, when you combine them, are going to give you the best situation for health, or the best environment for health that you can hope for if you're paying attention to each of these keys and realizing that whatever I do today is going to affect my tomorrow, and it's within my power to determine my health. Hopefully this made a lot of sense to you. The 9 keys are going to set you up for success if you follow them and are mindful of them and start applying them day to day. All right, everybody, there are the 9 keys. Hopefully this brings some clarity and organization to the health and fitness industry. You know where to focus your attention and your energy. And by following these 9 keys, it's just gonna set us up for success. You're gonna be able to find the best you. Even if it doesn't cure everything you got, it's put you in the best position so that when a physician comes in and is trying to help you, he's not worried about all these other sideline issues and is able to deal with the thing that you're having problems taking care of on your own. Wish you guys the best. Let's take this journey together. Looking forward to seeing you on the next one.